This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side fly, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hello, my name is Foxy, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with Foxy!
Hello there.
Hi, how are you today, Foxy?
I am doing good. You caught me just after work, so I'm still on the business mindset.
I gotcha. So, trying to unwind, maybe getting a cold beverage.
I do if Monster Energy is what you prefer. Yep.
Well, I prefer Coca-Cola. That's what I have right next to me right now.
Nice.
Okay. Can you tell us where the Fox will be next, event-wise?
Event-wise, I will be. So I have a couple of events coming up. So there was supposed to be a show this weekend, but sadly that got cancelled. But the next wrestling show that I will be involved in will be on June 8th, as far as I recall. That'll be June 11th. It'll be NLW in Castlecomer in Kilkenny here in Ireland. So that'll be the next event that I have coming up. So a couple of weeks to go.
And where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
So you can find me on social media at Instagram.com/Fox Niall. I sell a lot of my pixel artwork there, where, like, again, it ranges from stuff that, like, things that interest me, and I just try to make it in bead form. But you can also catch me on Facebook.com/Foxy Bros Retailer. That's basically my small business. But other than that, you can catch me like on Twitch once a week at Foxman2390 on Twitch.tv. So yeah, that's where you can catch me, or at your local wrestling show.
Perfect. And you don't even have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You work for Over the Top Wrestling, a mainstay, you could say. Can you tell us about the relationship with the company?
Yeah, I've been there since day one. So 10 years. It's a long time. Long time to be involved with a promotion. Normally, like most promotions, will only last maybe 2-3 years, let alone 10. So to say that I've been there from the first day, and I've seen a lot of people come and go, and I've worked with so many people. I've been very fortunate in that regard. But Over the Top Wrestling's been fantastic. It's one of the biggest promotions in Europe, and it's putting on some of the highest quality shows that we can produce. It's it's a good night out. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs, great wrestling, and yeah, a bunch of characters. So.
And speaking of a character, you got to referee a match for the king himself, Minoru Suzuki.
Yes, sir. I did.
I can imagine where it's scary, just being the guy opposite of him in the match. But what was it like being the third man in the ring with...
Terrifying. Terrifying. Like, I've been fortunate enough to work with Suzuki-san twice, and both times has terrified me. He still stands as one of only two people to legitimately, like, intimidate me. And I've worked with a lot of people, so, but to have him be, like, one of only two people to do it, yeah, that should tell you, like, he just has a presence about him, and it's amazing to work with him, and they're actually really fun matches to do. It's just that anytime he tries to argue with you, you're instantly a child again, and you're terrified. So that, and also he'll try to either gotch pile drive you, which he has attempted to twice. So maybe if we get him back at a tour time, he might actually succeed and hit me with it. So, but loved working with Suzuki. Fantastic. He's the king for a reason. And yeah. No, amazing experience.
I completely understand where you're coming from. Like, I was at a meet and greet and there was other wrestlers, doing meet and greets, and Suzuki walked in, and literally there was a hush over everybody, and everybody was looking at Suzuki.
Oh yeah.
So he definitely has that air of intimidation around him, for sure.
He definitely does. When you talk to him outside of a match, it is almost the polar opposite. Like, but when he steps through that curtain, that's it. Like, he's full business, and it is terrifying. Like, to see that switch. But no, like, again, not only was I a fan of him, like, of his work, but then I'm also like a gamer, and I really like Tekken. And to find out that he was the mocap for King, that's how he got the moniker.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how he got the moniker the King. Like, because he does the mocap for that particular character. So, yeah, you learn something new every day.
That is actually really awesome.
Like, that put him in a different stratosphere, like, in terms of, like, yeah, I'm in awe of this guy, like, because, like, the stuff that, if you're a gamer and you play Tekken, and especially if you play King, the moveset that is done in that's scary, because if you were to see a lot of that stuff in real life, and then when you actually hear who's done it, you're not surprised after that. You're like, yeah, I'd well believe Suzuki is the one that did it, because, again, he comes from, like, his first few matches were with a shoot-style wrestling, where they'll mess you up.
Right.
They'll absolutely mess you up.
You mentioned, Suzuki being one of two intimidating presences that you came across. Who was the second?
Yeah. Finn Balor.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, I've known Finn for years, but I've only actually gotten to work with him a small handful of times. And when I originally worked with him, he had literally come back from his run in Japan. This was just before he went to WWE.
Okay.
And basically, if you had followed Finn's career in Japan, you know that he was a major heel. I mean, he started the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
That's his brainchild, but the attitude that he brought with that, and the intensity that he has in the ring anyway. Again, like with Suzuki, it's just an absolute switch that is scary to see, because when we had him do a handful of shows here in Ireland when he came back, he was still coming off the real rock and roller from Bullet Club, and he was just this intense heel, so very, very intimidating to work with. But the polar opposite outside, very quiet, reserved, happy to have a chat, but as soon as the bell rings, that's it. Like, it's a new persona. So yeah, very, very intimidating. But recently, though, we were very fortunate to have himself and JD McDonough travel over and work with OTT, Over the Top Wrestling, for our 10th anniversary. And it was great to just work with them again. Whereas that time, I was not intimidated in the slightest. I was actually super chill, super comfortable with them. So, yeah, differences like 10 years will do.
I mean, it's crazy they came over for OTT when, they were tag teams, WWE tag team champions at the time.
Yes. How mad is that to say? Like at the time, current Raw, like main roster, WWE Raw tag team champions, and they're going to perform on essentially an indie show, like in a far smaller crowd than they would be used to in America, but they wanted to do it. WWE gave them the okay, and to be honest, when we made the announcement, the reaction was just unreal. Like, you could feel that electricity. And just, it's a crazy world that we live in now, where WWE are willing to send out their main rostered people to indie promotions, A, to help them, B, to put more exposure on some people, also to get a read on future talent that could potentially go to WWE.
Oh yeah.
So it's an amazing thing.
I mean, 3 major players in WWE are from Ireland right now. Sheamus, four. Sheamus, Finn Balor, JD Dunn, and Becky Lynch.
Lyra Valkyria.
That's right. Lyra's Irish as well.
Like, basically every major Irish import is now in WWE. Like, so for a small country, we have a great turnaround of high caliber talent. I mean, as you said, we have Sheamus was the first to do it. Like, yep. Then you had like Finn Balor and Becky Lynch. Then JD finally joined them, and Lyra Valkyria is the most recent addition. Like, it's insane, and doing extremely well also.
And it's crazy to think that Finn Balor kind of started maybe the wrestling revolution back in 2006 when he opened, the first school.
So, the first school was actually opened in 2002. So, himself and another wrestler by the name of Paul Tracy, the two of them would travel to the UK, to a place called Hammerlock, UK, and essentially would learn stuff on the weekend. They did a full-on course with them over there in the UK. And then when they were done learning, they would come back and open up the first school, which was NWA Ireland. And they ran that for a few years before Finn went to travel. Paul remained, but was still traveling. But he focused more on the coaching of the next batch of talent. And that school technically lives on through their successors or their class that they trained. It's now under the name of Fight Factory. So that school is technically the longest running school in Ireland. And yeah, like Finn and Paul Tracy were the first to start it. Wrestling is still relatively young in the country. I mean, 2002 is when it started here in Ireland, and we're still going to this day. But for a short span of time, we've done extremely well in terms of showing that we are unbelievably capable talent and multi-talented, like multi-versatile in what we can do, because we are a massive hybrid of different styles from around the world. Because when we travel out, we bring it back and we teach it to everyone else. So everyone grows. We try to bring more people up with us as we go. And I think that's why our current batch of talent are just unreal in terms of how quick they learn. They're like sponges. It's crazy.
It's crazy to think that Ireland has only had pro wrestling for like 23 years. Considering, you know, England has been a hotbed for pro wrestling for, you know, decades at this point.
Yep.
Now, another big name you've been in the ring with is a one Gibson Thunder Lager.
Oh yeah.
Japanese. When it comes to Japanese legends, I don't think it gets bigger than Thunder Lager. So what was it like being in the ring with him?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy, because again, that was an announcement that none of us, bar the promoter himself, none of us knew was a possibility until it was announced. So even just the idea that we'd be fortunate enough to have Jushin Thunder Liger, and especially during his retirement run, in his final tours around the world, it's crazy. And to be very giving in his performance, in that he would help the next talent, like help the young lad come up, which is great to see, because realistically he could have just showed up and basically, no, I want to win. Like that's what I want to be seen as being strong on my entire run. Like, and he wasn't. He was couldn't be further from it. He was very happy to put over a young talent, a young prospect, and to be in the ring with him is so weird to say that I was, but and it almost went by in almost like a flash. It was, even though the match isn't like super long, it's not even that short either. I think the match ranges about 10 to 12 minutes, but yeah, like the atmosphere for him being there, because I think everyone knew that they were very privileged to have him there at that time, and to be considered for an appearance as well. So, yeah, a very, very enjoyable experience. Like, I don't take that lightly. Plus, it's great to say that. It's like, oh yeah, I got to work with Jushin Liger. Like, not many people can say that.
Definitely not. Now, you know, you have been, you know, you are the mainstay referee for, you know, Ireland at this point. What, but you were a pro wrestler.
Yes.
What kind of caused you to say, well, maybe being a wrestler isn't for me, and maybe there's something here with this refereeing stuff?
Actually, that was a bit of both. It wasn't me that the idea came about. It was more just necessity of what was needed for the show. So I was wrestling, but because I was wrestling under a mask, the promoter would always have me do double duty. And if I wrestled in the first half, I would referee in the second half, and vice versa. So it started off from that. And then come 2010 is when I started going a bit more solid with it. I started taking it a bit more seriously as a referee. And for the next 3 to 4 years, I toured around the country, hitting all small towns, big towns, all across the country of Ireland, traveling multiple times a week to hit all the towns and learn how to do my craft as a referee, which is drastically different than learning to be a wrestler. It helped that I had the experience of wrestling, but I was also learning everything on the job. I had no one to teach me how to be a referee, how to be a good referee at that. So I had to learn the hard way, like through every show, through just doing the work, getting better. And it was through them that I met Joe Cabray, who had just come back from his stint in NXT and done a few a few smaller shows, but had the idea of doing over-the-top wrestling. And it was through working the smaller shows, he asked me to be the referee. And I've been there ever since. So, yeah, it's just the way things work out. But in terms of being a referee, yeah, like I took it more serious from 2010. And from 2013 onwards, it was just full on as a referee. Like I didn't wrestle much at all from then on. So, yeah, it's been strange. I've had a couple matches, but it's more just for what's necessary for a show,
Right.
really.
And there are some things that we'll get into later. But I would like to ask, you know, you mentioned, you know, learning on the job. You know, there wasn't necessarily somebody to teach you, you know, referee etiquette, things of that nature. What is something that you kind of know now that you wish you knew, you know, in those first couple of years?
So, with being a referee, like, again, you have to learn so many different aspects that you wouldn't really think of, but are so vital as well to a wrestler as well, is simply just being able to communicate effectively. So to be able to call spots or call an audible if something was to go awry, like what I wish I knew is just, basic communication, because I was very, very shy as a person, and I made it took me so long before I actually got comfortable in my own skin and not only that, to be in front of a crowd from start of the show to the end, where everyone's just paying attention to you and giving you like guff and like stick if you do something wrong, or making a fool of yourself to entertain. Like, there's a lot of aspects that I don't know. I couldn't give you a direct answer of what I wish I knew. I just wish I had my current knowledge. If I had all that back then, I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably be in a different country, maybe, like doing it. But I've been fortunate enough to do this in a few different countries, and I've enjoyed it. I love being a referee because it's so much fun for me. I'm very comfortable at what I can do. Not only that, being a veteran, as they say, because I've been doing this for 18 years, so it's a long ass time.
Right.
But it's great to be counted on to help young lads and ladies win their first matches. Like, I get to see the journey. So I get to see them from their first matches to either their milestones, like their first championship, their first big win, their first major storyline, or to them getting signed, or to them doing excursions to different countries. I get to see that and experience that with them. That I feel just as much joy for them as if it were for me. So, I've made a lot of friends, like, along the way, and I've had so much fun doing it. So, I just really enjoy my job.
Now, what was it like working under a mask as the Space Cadet?
Tough. Very, very tough. Because initially it wasn't something I had even considered. I had wrestled my first few matches as myself. Well, sorry, not as myself, but I wasn't wearing a mask for my first couple matches.
As Mickey Magpie.
Jesus, yeah. Wow. I thought that name was dead and buried. But yeah, like my first, like, on the day of my first match, I went up to the promoter and I asked, like, so am I coming out as me, or do I have a name, or what do I have to do? He looked me up and down, and then just, because I was wearing black gear, black training pants, black t-shirt with the company logo on it, and I had really long blonde hair at the time. But the promoter just looked up and down and said, Mickey Magpie. Like, I laughed in his face because it's a ridiculous name. And, like, okay, I, as a 16-year-old kid, is like, what do you do? But they couldn't even keep that for, like, consistent. Because by the time my next match came around, I was now Malachi Magpie. Then my third match, it was Malachi Magpie. And then by my fourth match, that's when a mask was chucked on me. And I don't know how you are for swearing on this show, but
say whatever
like,
the fuck you want.
Fair enough. Like, so by the time my fourth match came around, I got chucked with a mask, and that's where Space Cadet was kind of born. But it wasn't for a couple of years that I didn't know why I got the name or why I got the mask in the first place. So eventually, one of the my old trainers, they had told me, like, the reason you got that name is because the promoter thought you were a goofy looking cunt. It's like, that's a great thing to think of. It like 16-year-old kid is like, yeah, you're a goofy looking one. Like, I'm gonna chuck a mask on you. Like, yeah, great for the old self-confidence there.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was a gimmick that I didn't hate it at all. Like, it was something different. It allowed me to focus on what I knew how to do, which was to bump and sell, and to be a high flyer. I could fly around at the time. But the difference is that when you have a mask, and especially one that covers your whole face, you have to learn to emote and be animated more. You have to sell with your body you almost have to contort yourself in very exaggerated positions in order to convey the pain that you're supposedly feeling, as well as being very audible. But it was a character that was never meant to speak, to the point where I thought it'd be a good idea if I just spoke in gibberish. Then eventually that evolved through. It was actually my brother-in-law that actually presented me an idea. He handed me a puppet, a small little puppet, and said, "What if you have him be you're talking to him, like he's a real person? Like if you're supposed to be an alien, why not have him as like your vocal box? So you speak in gibberish, but he speaks perfect language, but no one else can hear it. So how are you going to convey that, or have a bit of fun with it?" Yeah, it's silly. I tried it. It's not the best thing in the world, but still, it was something at the time to try and sink my teeth into and figure out. Creatively, definitely. But it eventually died down. Again, I wrestled a handful of matches without the mask later on, and then went full on as a referee. So it's a strange character. It lasted longer than it should have. But again, you always try to find some way to keep yourself going. And that was just the way it was.
Well, when you're a wrestler, you rival with people. It does seem like when you're a referee, everybody's your rival because nobody accepts the call. That being said, can you tell us about that time you pulled a gun on Pete Dunn?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I suppose that is on my social media. Yes, it's again, Over the Top Wrestling. When it first started up, it was filled with characters that, as we look back on it, were very relatable characters. People that you definitely know someone like this. They were meant to be either a parody or a satire on people that you've seen, people that you know, and that's what allowed people to get behind characters. During the course of that, we had a character named Angel Cruz, who portrayed himself as the Ultra Star. They would appear on all these either teen idol covers, magazines and TV shows, but but he was also crazy. So every so often he would pull out weapons from under the ring, ranging from chainsaws to knives to stuff that he would, in his words, "I'm going to murder each and every one of you." So a character that is shunned, like, so entertained to watch that people like kept. But while during the course of one of the matches, obviously, it's a big scramble with so many people involved. But as far as I recall, a flag is put in place. Like, people just start taking the piss with it, and at the time it was like very noticeable that, like, okay, you are taking the piss out of this match. It's funny. It's absolutely funny. But I'm meant to be the straight person in it, which is very difficult to do. Then you also have the likes of a Pete Dunn, who is a very serious character and can be so stone-faced, but he can also do comedy and somehow still make it work so well for his character. Like, it's never ridiculous for his character. So, but at one point it was literally, and it wasn't planned beforehand, it was just an audible, like an unspoken audible that happened mid-match. They were messing about with a gun. Yeah, gun came into play somehow, but somehow the gun fumbled onto the mat, and happened to land beside me. So I, in the moment, decided, you know what? I'm going to pick this up because I have to. It's right at my foot. Picked it up and decided, you know what? Stop your messing now. Get back to your wrestling and do as you're told. So, yeah, that's where that photo came about. Like, which was also funny because I think Pete Dunn had been signed just before that, or was signed at the time of that, which kind of had a couple of people messaging me privately saying, "Do you really want to have that photo online of you holding a gun to their current talent? Like, it'd be very questionable." I was like, but it's funny. It's funny. He was up for it. And I love working with Pete Dunn. I've known him for God knows how long. I've known him since 2010. Dude was insanely good back then, and it is absolutely on fire now. So happy for him. But yeah, that's how the gun came into play. It was part of a match. Shenanigans happened. Just happened to be an in the moment kind of thing.
I love how spontaneous it was. That, everybody was, even though you didn't talk about it, you were still all on board with it.
Yeah. That was part of the fun as well, and it still is. There are some people that like to plan out every detail of their match, and I to a degree, more power to them. If that's how you do, if that's how you work, that's fine. Me, I love spontaneity because it allows improv. It allows something to happen naturally in the moment. And even if they have planned something, if it goes awry in a funny way, that's even better. Especially if the fans are enjoying it, then why not actually use it? No point trying to deny the fans the fun of it, of that moment. And I think that's why OTT works well, because everyone is game for almost anything to entertain. We want to put on the best matches possible. Everyone wants to go out there and show out. But in terms of entertaining, everyone's game for, even if things pop up unexpectedly, or if a fan unexpectedly heckles in a really funny manner. It's because, again, we want them in on the joke. We want them to have fun. We want to have fun in the process. We got into wrestling because it looked fun.
Right.
So why not keep it fun?
I can't imagine this wasn't a fun experience for you. You actually got to referee an IWGP World Title match. What was that honor like?
Crazy. That was Osprey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If I recall. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like crazy. Absolutely crazy, because again, this was a at the time it wasn't originally planned to be that. This was something that was decided midway through a show, if they were going to use that as something. Right? Because regardless, we were getting Osprey. Like, we knew that. But, of course, like, with him being the champion, you normally have to go through a lot of channels in order to, like, get the okay. It's like, can we advertise that he's defending a championship at our show? Obviously, you can't really do that. Like, so, and plus, it allows you to have a bit more fun with drama. It's like, let's add some stakes to it. So, that the idea of like, okay, let's actually go for it. And yeah, like, even just to hold that belt, it's crazy. Like, that's some like heavy duty like piece of hardware. And it's been amazing to like I've been very fortunate to work with people from so many different, like, not only from different countries, but so many different promotions from around the world. I mean, like, you have like Osprey, you have New Japan with their title. We've worked with Dragon Gate, we've worked with CMLL, we've worked with AAA, we've worked with WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, Janie Mac, like WXW, like name a promotion. Chances are we've worked with people, or we've had people walk through our doors from there. And not only that, like, we've been very fortunate to have the talent that we've got. We've been very fortunate that it's benefited the show, but it's also benefited our young lads and ladies who have worked with these amazing talent. So, but yeah, the New Japan, like it, absolutely insane. Like, just the idea of it. It's like, yeah, I got the ref that. I've gotten the ref Ring of Honor. I've gotten the ref like AEW. Like, I've gotten the ref WWE. It's absolutely crazy to say that. It's like, I've gotten to hold these belts. I've gotten to like either lift them because they're being defended, or to just even to hold them and be close to them. It's crazy.
Right.
Absolutely.
And like I said, like we've covered a lot of names. You know, obviously Will Ospreay, Suzuki, Thunder Liger, Balor. You know, those other names you've been in the ring with, Young Bucks, Viking Raiders. Out of all the names, is there one that really sticks out to you?
So I'd be remiss if I didn't say it, but like Gunther, who was Walter at the time, played a big part in like OTT's history. Like, I can't deny that. Like, his stint is shortish, but very effective in that we were very lucky in how we could utilize him. And for him to have a massive rivalry with the likes of Jordan Devlin or JD McDonough at the time. Jordan Devlin at the time, but JD McDonough in WWE.
Right.
It's, yeah. Jesus, like, well, massive part of our history. Great to work with. Like, absolute professional, like, to a crazy degree. In terms of, like, the most fun that we've had, like, again, as I said, we've been very fortunate with who we've gotten over the years. Like, we've had WWE legends appear at our shows. We've had like we've had Mick Foley, we've had Tommy Dreamer, we've had Carlito before he went back to WWE. We've had
basically
Sky
all of
Too
the
High.
Judgment Day.
Sorry?
Basically all of the Judgment Day.
Well, not all of the Judgment Day. Believe me, like, I think if we had gotten Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan, I think half the arena would just like melt.
Oh yeah.
Like, so if we were to ever get those two, like, I think I would love to have Dominic Mysterio. I would love to work with him. I'm a fan of his work. Like, I just love his character, and again, so glad that like he's getting rewarded for putting in the work over the last couple of years.
Greatest Mysterio of all time.
Yep. Like, and I'm a fan of his father as well. Like, but still, there's something about Dom that it's like to take to the business as well. Again, second generation, like they take to the business so quick. Like, that's been well documented throughout wrestling history. But to be able to get that kind of reaction from a crowd and to keep it consistently to the point that now people want to cheer him. And he's the bad guy.
Right.
He's the bad guy, and we want to cheer him. Because people see what he does, like the work that he puts in. And it's almost undeniable. You have to give him the props. So, in terms of like if you were to talk about like people that I would like to see, obviously there's big names that would be great to have, but to me, like for my own personal taste, like I would like to have MXM collection, like
Okay.
Mansoor and Massey, because I absolutely love that gimmick. I think it's very entertaining, and I would love to have them come over. I like Dominic Mysterio is definitely one of them. Rhea Ripley, like, would just absolutely like she's the top of the game for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, puts all the work in, like just all the work. Can't even say like puts like hard work in. No, it puts all the work in. It's crazy. And yes, it'd be good to have the likes of, say, an Edge or a Christian, or even to a degree Jericho. Like, it'd be good to have them. Like, there's a massive amount of like people that are out there that would be cool to have. Like, having the likes of, I know he doesn't wrestle like much, but Tanahashi would be good to have at a show. It would be like, then it just becomes like your wish list of like, who'd you like to see?
Right.
Like, yeah, that's there are a few that I would love to see. But again, wrestling is subjective. You have to have a bit of variety for the show. So but yeah.
It's time for Foxy's Bizarre Adventure. You're in the pro wrestling world, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Alright, give me a second, because I'm trying to figure out who I'm not burying. Like, so I will not say names.
Fair enough.
Simply because like they will have their own version of stories.
Protect the innocent.
Yes, and this is like, it's just funny because it's such simple things. So, like, in ring, I've had some so many like funny moments that have happened, and in I have a couple that like would be absolutely hilarious. But outside the ring, one of the funniest stories that I've actually heard, and I've seen the photos for proof as well. But essentially, like two lads were traveling, and in two different cars, so they had a few people in each car. But obviously, along the journey, you stop off at a gas station and you fill up, or like you get some stuff while you're there. But while one person was in getting refreshments, someone decided to place a foreign object of a adult persuasion, of an adult toy, a very large toy, like a very noticeable large toy, on the windscreen of the back windscreen of the car. And unbeknownst to the person that drives car, they did not see it. So they decided to get back in the car, and down the road they go. But the person that did it in the first place literally took a photo of them driving down the road with it hanging out the back of the car. And it wasn't until they got to the town that they're like, did you not notice that? It's like, did you not notice like people giving you looks on the way like down the road? It's like, yeah, I was wondering that. Why? What happened? Like, take a look at the back of your car. And as soon as he seen it, it was just, no, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Like, how long have I had that on the back of my car? Like, I'm really trying like not to like give away who it is, because again, like for people in Ireland, they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But I'm just trying to paint a decent picture of the scene. Again, simple things are very, very funny, and sometimes it's just a case of, all right, I love myself and Dennis Murphy, the OTT ring announcer. We love working with each other, and we love trying to pop each other. And we do this by trying to either say the most outlandish stuff to each other in order to make each other break during the most serious of moments on a show. And thankfully, like, it's gotten to the point that some fans actually watch us just to see what we're doing, and then ask us afterwards, like, what did you say to make him laugh? Because again, it's you could. So we have a wrestler who would do an entrance where he'd walk down to the ring, and then he would slide in, and would then proceed to, in no better term, like hump the ring as part of his entrance. To which I would lean over to Dennis Murphy and would just whisper, "World's largest love machine." And instantly he would break out in a giant smile. And this is why, like, just before he's about to put the microphone to his face. So I usually wait to catch him just before he does it to see if he breaks. And it's so much fun. But things like that, like, it's just funny things that would entertain you, like, but anyone who's in earshot that can hear, yeah, they'll be entertained as well. So I like simple things that will get a giggle.
Now, can you tell us about the comic book you're making right now?
The comic book, yes. One fall. So myself and my my writing partner, Brian Maxwell. Like, we spent over a year planning and writing One Fall issue 1. We also happened to plan out, like, we spent a year writing but planning out the story for One Fall, which is a comic book about a young fan who decides he wants to be a wrestler. And in it, we want to showcase what really goes into becoming a wrestler in their training. So with each issue, we're going to give you a good story, but we're also going to show aspects behind the scenes that you would normally never see. So showing how, because we have how many issues? So we've released 2 issues at the moment, issues 1 and 2, and basically with each issue we are going to show you different aspects of wrestling. So first issue is establishing what's going on. Second issue, we've started training, and you're going to see aspects of what kind of exercises, what goes into it. Do they puke up like after all the exercises? Yes, they do. They all do. But as we go along, we're going to see more story elements come in. We're going to see cameos from some local wrestlers as well as some original characters also, because it's our comic, so why not chuck in as much references as possible?
Hell yeah.
So, because we're having fun with it. We're loving it. It's just that nobody told us it would be so expensive to do.
Right.
And that's why we've been so delayed with bringing out issue 3. But again, issue 3 is written. It is ready. We just need the funds to send to an artist, and then we can print it out. But One Fall, we're enjoying the process. We like it. We hope to do it justice, where even if you're not a fan of wrestling, you like comic books. So hopefully this comic book will give you a bit of insight into wrestling, and maybe convince you to try and watch wrestling, or vice versa. This, for a wrestling fan, do enough justice that, like, okay, I might decide to read more comic books, or I might go out and read more books. So either way, it's just, we want people to enjoy it, and we want to try and tell a good story. So One Fall issue 1 and 2 are available now. So yeah, you can always get in contact with Newton Bat Productions on Instagram.com.
Perfect. Now, on top of being a comic book writer, you are a pixel artist. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, the pixel artwork, that I've started doing that 10 years ago. It started out as, okay, I've seen 1 or 2 people that do it, and was interested in giving it a try myself. But when I bought, I didn't think that I would keep at it. I thought it was just going to be, okay, it's another hobby that I pick up during the summer, and then I forget about it. But no, it kept going. It's very relaxing to do. It challenged me creatively. It's fun to make them, and I also get a lot of enjoyment about people's reactions to it, to seeing them, and especially if people buy them, their reaction in that, I need to have this. Like, I just love it, and it keeps me doing it, keeps challenging me as well. So that'd be, yeah, it's crazy. Like 10 years doing that. Madness. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it.
Now, a lot of the things that you've done, is that from just people requesting you to do those things, or is your Nordum showing up in your pixel art?
Like, so some of the pixel art, yes, some people have requested that I make them, and I do commissions, but I try to keep my stuff very reasonable because, again, some people charge far too much. I know time and effort, I understand that, but the materials don't cost that much. It is really just the time, and depending on the size and the detail, that would be the reason why I would charge more. But it's, again, for a lot of the stuff that I've done, it's a lot of the interest that I have. So I'm into video games, I'm into anime, I'm into movies and TV shows, I love music. So I try to make things related to that. And there will be some things that will almost seem out of nowhere, but could either be stuff that's being requested, as in a commission, or just people have suggested, maybe you should make something like this. This could actually sell for you. They give me ideas, and if I can make it, great. So that's usually why. I like I do events every now and then in order to sell them. So, because I make so many that I'm filling up space, and I need to get rid of them so I can make more. It gives me an excuse to make more.
Well, that's a great follow-up. Tell us about your love of anime.
So, I started watching anime. Now, I didn't realize that I'd been watching it as a kid. There had been like a scattering of different anime as I was growing up. So the likes of Dragon Ball, the likes of Sailor Moon, the likes of obviously Pokemon and a few others that were there. But it wasn't until I started I got into my teens that I found the likes of Naruto, Death Note. I got into Dragon Ball proper when I was in my teens. I started just diving into different ones, as well as reading more manga and finding that I like certain types. I like certain styles of either writing. Like shonen is good, but I like slice of life, and I love a good bit of humor. It could be a very dark toned like anime or manga, but once there's a bit of humor in it, I tend to follow along for the ride. Like certain things, no, not so much. I gave up on One Piece, unfortunately.
How far did you make it in?
But it's far too long. Like you're at well over 1,000 episodes. I'm like, sorry, no. Like I cannot do it.
How many episodes did you make it in?
I got to... So for anyone that has watched One Piece, I got as far as when Frankie joins the crew, which would probably be about, I want to say 300?
So 107.
Or 250?
Yeah. It's around the 300 mark, I would say.
So like that... Yeah, so it's... So I didn't just like watch a couple of episodes and just leave. No, I did try to commit to it. It's just that it took so long and I lost interest, which is unfortunate, but just the way it is. Then when I did consider going back and watching through the series properly, and happened to see that one of the arcs is like 200 episodes just for an arc. I'm like, nope. It is being cemented now. I'm like, nope, I cannot do 200 episodes for one arc. I'm sorry, but the amount of filler that would have to be. Like, but I do. I enjoy it. Like, love Demon Slayer. Jujutsu Kaisen is the new one that I'm watching. What else? Sakamoto Days, absolutely love it. Like, brand new anime on Netflix. But Seven Deadly Sins, love that.
Sakamoto
Really enjoyed
Days,
that.
that's the one with the old man.
An anime I find myself going.
Oh.
That is, yeah, it's the old man. Like, he used to be a hitman.
Yeah.
So, but he's now running a convenience store. So, yeah, it's very easy to watch. I enjoy it. It's not only that, you get a cameo from Alexa Bliss in it as well.
In Sakamoto Days?
Yes, she does a cameo for a character that's in it. But the main character, Sakamoto, is voiced by Matt Mercer. If you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons or Critical Role, like, he's the one that voices the main character. So it was an unexpected turn, because I was like, this voice sounds familiar. I just can't place it. I was like, why do I know that from somewhere? And sure enough, they put up a behind the scenes. I was like, that's how I know him. So it's only been in the last year and a half that I got into Dungeons and Dragons, and it's been fun. So it's almost been like a whole new world, discovering that, okay, this is a fun thing to do. It's just figuring out what style I like, and also it's enjoyable to watch other groups play through and see how they traverse the narrative, as it were. But but the fact that you can take elements of anime and take characters even from anime and use them to build your characters in D&D, it's crazy that you can do a crossover like that. Comic book characters, you can even take musical influences to build your world, which is crazy. But yeah, sorry, I can ramble on. So
no worries. What class are you on? What class are you in D&D?
So I just finished Curse of Strahd very, very recently. And in that campaign, I was playing a rogue tiefling. I essentially ripped off Nightcrawler from X-Men. So, even down to his name, I went Kurt Wagner, like a blue tiefling. So, yeah, I was playing a rogue, and for that campaign. In the current one that I played through, I am now a barbarian, which I thought, right, keep it simple, smash. But yeah, it's been fun, and I like it. It helps having a good table of people around you.
I gotcha. So you're kind of exploring the classes rather than, this is cemented as my one and only.
Yeah, I'm not married to one class. I'd rather try them and see which play style I prefer. And each one has been challenging me creatively to do I prefer role play? Do I prefer the actual gameplay? Do I prefer the story so it's been fun to figure that out, and obviously creating your character is part of the fun, but also a lot of people take the role play aspect as well as very fun. I like it, but I also at the same time I'm an introverted person with extroverted tendencies. So depending on depending on the energy of the people around me, will probably dictate how much energy I put in. What kind of character will come out. So, that's why I try not to like go for stuff that will keep me safe, so to speak. I have to try something different. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun with D&D and exploring like the different aspects and different classes and characters.
I gotcha. Going back to anime, how far through Jujutsu Kaisen are you in?
So I watched the first season, and then I proceeded to watch the movie that came out. I have yet to watch the... Now, they say the second season, but it's more of a prequel season. I have yet to watch that, so I don't know. I will get there.
Okay.
Like, I will get there.
The first 8 episodes is about Gojo when he was in school. And then after that is the Shibuya incident. So yeah. Season 1, absolutely no problem whatsoever. Loved it. Season 2, I definitely have thoughts.
I have thoughts. It's like, I don't know if I like this or I hate this. Like with that movie that came out, like I was like, okay, this is good. Like, I understand you're focusing on someone else entirely, and that's fine. I just hope that they utilize him in season 2. I've yet to watch it, so I don't know.
I won't spoil it for you.
Cool. I'm glad that he's not just gone, but it's like, oh yeah, you're a one-shot character. Like you're meant to care about him, and then suddenly it's like, no, we're not touching him again. But no, I've enjoyed it. I love the sense of humor that's in it. I like Yuji's like energy. The fact that Gojo is just OP to hell, and he does not give a rat's about what's going on or what like the academy wants.
Right.
It's great to just watch him walk in. It's like, hey, old man, I'm doing this. It's like, what are you gonna do to stop me? Nothing. Thought so. Like the fact that he takes a break mid-fight to grab Yuji and bring him to the fight.
Yes.
Just so he can show off. Like, it's crazy. Or, I think to me, the most badass moment of that first series, and it's literally for just a moment, is when, I keep forgetting the character's name, but he accidentally touched Sukuna's soul and entered his realm.
Yeah.
And he made an example of him very quickly.
It's not Junpei, no.
The
something
guy
with
that can morph you with the long gray hair.
Yeah, something with a J. I can't remember.
Yeah, I keep forgetting his name because, like, again, sometimes they're long and awkward names to pronounce.
Right.
But yeah, him accidentally touching Sukuna's soul and being put in his place, it's the most badass moment I've seen in that series. Like, because it makes me want to see more moments like that with Sukuna. Like, I think it's just gonna be cool when it eventually happens.
Again, I'll try not to spoil season 2.
Fair enough.
But there is a Sukuna moment in season 2. I will say that.
Cool.
Just to give you a little a taste. I'm just very curious how you'll feel about season 2 after you finish it.
I'm looking forward to watching it though.
And I did want to say, when it comes to One Piece,
Yeah.
I would say maybe give Driller Bark a chance. It's the season right after the one you just saw. There's just a lot of fun moments if you're into like zombies and the horror, but comedy horror.
Yeah.
Because after the time skip, which is like 500 episodes in, the pacing of the show gets significantly worse. And that's what people say, read the manga, because the manga, the pacing is a lot better. I unfortunately have not, but this is also coming from somebody that's 775 episodes in and decided to take a break because it was getting too much.
Well, that's the handy thing. Like, you can pick it up. Like, once you know exactly where you left off, you can pick it up where you left off,
right,
and continue on, which is great. Not all anime or shows will do that. Like, some of them will require you to actually go back and hang on. What was going on here? Like, I need to remind myself here.
Like, it's okay. They're going to find the One Piece. They have been since episode fucking 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna be king of the pirates. It's like, we know, Luffy. Like, that's why we committed to watch you, like, because we want to see you do it.
Right.
But we don't. Like, why does it have to be so long?
Yeah.
It's like, records, baby, records, money. With that merch money.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Over 1,000 episodes of One Piece, but still haven't finished Hunter x Hunter.
I haven't touched Hunter x Hunter. I'm told it's very, very good.
Hunter x Hunter is my all-time favorite. It is as good as people say it is. There are a couple of slow moments here and there, but the payoffs are just chef's kiss.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright, I think that should bring us to the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
First 3 songs? Oh, wow. That's a tough question. So,
pull up that good Spotify if you need to.
Like, yeah, you have to give me a second here because I'm actually gonna look at my Spotify just to see. Like, I don't know if it'll be my soundtrack, but at the very least, I can give you like a couple of songs that are currently in my played, so that might help.
Fair enough.
So, lately, like the most recent addition to my Spotify playlist is actually a song called Antidepressants. from an artist called BB No Money. Like, that's which is very fucking apt because, like, I have no money and I need money. So I'm not on antidepressants, but it has a good bass line to it and I love it. Where is it? And if you're looking, like, I really tend to dig, like, comedy songs. I just think that if it's done right, they're great. Like, I'm listening to Half Man, Half Horse, or Half Horse, Half Man, whichever you want to prefer to call it. But it's just a funny song that again, it doesn't take itself seriously. It's this generation's What Does the Fox Say? I would consider it. But if you're going for, if you're actually going for like okay, like there, if I'm doing my soundtrack, it would probably be so Kiss from a Rose from Seal. I've loved that since like I was 5. Especially because it was part of the Batman Forever soundtrack.
Right.
So I've always loved that song. Next to that I would have, in terms of a good song that just like actually like has a good beat to it. I think I would have the Pokemon theme, just because it's fun.
Okay.
It kind of represents childhood, like, and not necessarily innocence, but it's just fun, like childlike wonder. Like it sparks your imagination a bit, and I like that. So I'd say that'd be 2. And for a third pick, or several if you're counting, like I'm trying, because there's so much like different oh, you bugger. The Hardy Boys theme, like their entrance music, just love it. Like, again, I was a kid growing up with the Attitude Era, so the Hardy Boys really like resonated with me and kind of stuck with me, like even before I started wrestling, when I got into wrestling, and even now, like, still resonating. And plus, it's a banger of a song.
Hell yeah.
Like, as soon as you play that, you know, like, who the hell it's referencing.
Oh yeah, the first strum of the first chord, you know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. A solid 5 picks, to say the least.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays Foxy? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
I was gonna joke and say like, I'll get Keanu Reeves to play me, but because then I get to meet Keanu Reeves. But I'm a big fan of Leo DiCaprio. I really enjoy his movies. He'd be a close runner. Jane, because I'm trying to think like, okay, in terms of range as well, like, who can you get? Yeah, Leo DiCaprio is very, very good. Like, has massive range. If not, like, give me Ewan McGregor. Something a bit close to home. Like, he's Scottish, but like, still, I'm Irish, so the transition wouldn't be that hard.
Fair enough.
So maybe Ewan McGregor. Yeah.
Alright. Now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you in your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Oh, 3 people significant to me, like, yeah. I'll get Gal Gadot. I'm joking. Like, but then again, if I'm Ewan McGregor, yeah, like, it's a bit more achievable. What's it? I'm trying to think now because, like, again, that's a very tough question to be asking because, like, who would you get to hard enough casting me? How would I cast like other people? That'd be tough. Maybe that's why I'm not a director.
I mean, if you'd like us to name the 3 people that would be in your movie, we could leave the rest up to casting if you'd like.
I would go. I'll probably go with casting, just to keep people's names out of it. I'm not Chris Rock, so like, I'll keep names out of my mouth. Like, but what's it? Is it Rachel Adams? She played
Rachel McAdams.
I think so. Like, I'm trying to remember. She was Lois Lane in the Superman movie. Like, and in the Justice League. So, I think I would have her as my significant other. I'd probably have.
I think you're thinking of Amy.
Amy Adams, is it?
Amy Adams, yeah.
That's it. You always get mixed up with names. I think I would have. So I'd have some chaos monkey like running around. I'd probably have like Jason Momoa to represent like just as a friend of mine who's like just like has same kind of sense of humor. Not as jacked and handsome, but like has same kind of sense of humor and just like makes me laugh a lot. So
okay,
I may as well. I won't do him dirty. I'll have him cast as someone proper. So if he hears it, he'd be like, "Ah, thanks." And then probably, see, I don't know, in terms of like I'm looking for someone to represent my mother. So, you always have to have a good, strong, like, paternal, like, casting in your movie.
Right.
So, see, Helen Mirren is far too old, like, to play the role. So, she's aged out, unfortunately.
I mean, CGI still is a thing. We could, and we have unlimited budget. We could make Helen Mirren younger.
I suppose you could de-age her, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go Helen Mirren as my mother. So, there you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
This is sounding like a great movie. A blockbuster, to say the least. And you could pre-order the tickets now.
There you go. The casting will cost millions. Budget will go on the casting alone. So, forget the movie. Like, we'll do our own casting with blackjack and hookers and forget the movie. Like,
on to a controversial subject: pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
I know people like pineapple on pizza. I don't. Am I so against it? No, but it's not for me. I'm not getting into the heated debate, as it were, with it. I know people like it. I've no control over that, so why fight it? I don't like it on pizza. I find it different. Like, to me, it doesn't have the nice taste that it should. So, I'm against pineapple on pizza. There you go.
Alright. What's your spirit Pokemon?
Lugia.
Now, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Thug? THUG.
I don't.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a Doug can't spell.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
we love the late great Tracy Smothers, trying to keep the memory alive on the show.
Doing the deal.
Yes.
Doing the deal everywhere.
Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider reffing a match with a Rock, not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock?
I suppose you pay me the money, yeah, I'll do it. Got to pay me, brother. I'd ref a match with a Rock. So, yeah.
But just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Is this like from Madness, or Madness Wrestling or something like that?
It was what's it called? A pandemic era joke match during the time that was produced in Canada.
Like, just the idea of it alone, I'm like, yep, makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
And
Social distancing. Like,
the funny part is that he actually had real, legitimate matches in that time frame of the 2 weeks, and somebody drew the Rock in the ring, and he had to wrestle the Rock while he was in the actual match that he was in.
that's brilliant.
Yeah, committed.
That's brilliant. Like, I love silly things in wrestling. Get over, and
yes.
I'm no different to that. Like, I love it. I think the simpler it is, the better, because you can have so much fun with it.
On a more serious note, where
the
do you see
idea.
yourself in 5 years?
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully still doing this. Like, still being able to referee. I would like to travel more. I hope that I'll be able to travel more doing that. Hit up more of Europe. And maybe even make a trip to the States. Who knows, at some point. Or I could be extremely lucky and get signed. Maybe. Like, hey, if you're going to have aspirations, you may as well shoot for the top. So,
for sure. Well, since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Sure.
Greatest wrestler of all time.
Shawn Michaels.
Worst wrestler.
Boogeyman.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Chris Jericho.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
The Ultimate Warrior.
I mean, it is a banger. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Dead.
We would have also accepted tastes great on toast. Squash. vegetable or fruit?
Fruit.
Yes, it is indeed a fruit. New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear? Oh. Hello? New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Your butt cheek needs to be fully covered. Like none of it should be exposed.
Okay, so full coverage.
Full coverage.
And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
Not in a supermarket, no. No, I have talked about Darby Allin.
But not in a supermarket.
Not in a supermarket, no.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
It's fun. I like doing it.
Once again, where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
Sure, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/foxybros.retailer, where I sell pixel art, comic books, collectibles, and bits of wrestling memorabilia that I've gathered over the years. You can also catch me on Instagram, instagram.com/foxniall. That is where I advertise most of my pixel art and the odd bit of wrestling related stuff and a little bit of comic stuff. But and you can also catch me on once a week, every Wednesday at between 8 p.m. and 9 on Wednesdays, Irish time, of course, because I'm here in Ireland.
Right.
From Foxman2390 on twitch.tv.
Perfect. And you don't even have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give him a damn follow and buy a damn comic. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, vote on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Right, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Okay.
For our special guest, Foxy, Calico Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling Wit
Entertainment. Yeah.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.